When we ignore the dispensations, those God-appointed seasons where He administers His will in specific ways, we end up trying to obey instructions that were never given to the church. We borrow laws from Moses, promises from Israel, judgments from the prophets, and rituals from the temple, then wonder why our faith feels heavy instead of liberating. We quote verses out of their time, apply commands out of their context, and attempt to live in covenants God has already fulfilled or set aside. It is like trying to build a roof before the walls are framed. Sincere effort, but misplaced timing. From Genesis to Revelation, God reveals Himself with perfect consistency. But He does not deal with mankind the same way in every age. Scripture unfolds like a master builder's blueprint. One foundation laid upon another, each phase revealing more of God's purpose, more of His grace, and more of His plan for redemption. Yet many believers read the Bible as if every command, every covenant, and every instruction were addressed directly to them today. The result is confusion, contradiction, and spiritual frustration. Not because the Bible is unclear, but because the blueprint is being mixed. When we ignore the dispensations, those God-appointed seasons where He administers His will in specific ways, we end up trying to obey instructions that were never given to the church. The danger is not merely doctrinal. It is practical. Mixing dispensations produces legalism, fear, and spiritual instability. It blurs the gospel of grace, weakens discernment, and opens the door to false teaching. It causes believers to chase shadows instead of substance, rituals instead of relationship, and old covenant patterns instead of new covenant power. God is not the author of confusion. Confusion comes when we refuse to rightly divide His word. Understanding the dispensations does not divide the Bible. It unifies it. It reveals the progression of God's plan, the beauty of His order, and the freedom of the age we live in. When you know what time it is in God's blueprint, you stop living in yesterday's instructions and start walking in today's assignment. Why everything in the Bible is true, but not everything is for today. What God commanded in one dispensation, He later forbade. Sacrifices were required under the law. Sacrifices are forbidden today. Hebrews 10 verses 10 to 14. Dietary laws were required under Moses. Declared clean under Christ. Mark 7 verse 19. Sabbath keeping was mandatory, not binding on the church. Colossians 2 verse 16. If you don't understand dispensations, these look like contradictions. When you do understand them, they look like progression. When people mix dispensations, they end up with law plus grace, works plus faith, Israel's promises plus the church's promises, temple worship plus spiritual worship, old covenant curses plus new covenant blessings. It produces confusion, fear, legalism, and false doctrine. God is not the author of confusion. Dispensational clarity protects the believer. We are in the dispensation of grace, the church age. Our instructions are: believe the gospel, walk in the Spirit, live by faith, preach Christ, await His return. Not sacrifices, not feast days, not temple rituals, not Levitical law, not covenant curses. If you don't know what time it is in God's plan, you'll try to live in a season God has already finished.